here at Sanbanze海浜公園. And it's a, I read that it's the last clam digging spot and one of the few beaches before Tokyo, Tokyo City and Prefecture. So yeah, this is interesting. It's a, you know, in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, we have this kind of place. Well, what is it? Alki Beach in Seattle, even. But here in Japan, along the coast of this region of Chiba, and then into Tokyo, further to the west, it's just so developed, you know. So it's like really kind of a treat, I think, for people to have, and for me too. So let's just walk down here a little bit wet, but I think it's not a big deal. This is the tidal flat. I really appreciate the folks on Google Maps who do the translations, because then I don't have to learn new kanji, and I like that because sometimes the characters are tough to read. Folks over here digging stuff up. I see holes here and there. People have been digging clams, it looks like, or something. Yeah, these look like clam holes. Wow, this is pretty neat. This is my first time to see the tidal flat itself. When I came here last time with Ami, it was the tide was all the way up, so there was no chance to see it. So really pretty. Nice little entrance here. Yeah, it looks like they regulate how people dig and how they enter and all that. Yeah, this aspect of Japanese culture in this region seems largely to be absent because of, like I said, the development. So I sometimes take it for granted, you know, like I've been here for 6 years now, and I didn't come here until I think it was January of 2021. It's April now, early April, and yeah. Wow, it's pretty though, isn't it? I just took care of the my number card today. It's like a social security card, and it goes in hand with my spousal visa, my Zaidu card, and so I had to go do that today. I did it all by myself. I'm pretty proud of it because the Japanese isn't too easy, but the lady was real nice to me. I think I told her, I said to her, look, a jellyfish. Jellyfish down there. For her to deal with immigrants to the country, to Japan, because of the language barrier. She said, yeah, her English, she immediately took fault upon herself. She's like, yeah, my English is no good. I'm like, dude, it's your country, you know what I mean? Like, I think foreigners should probably speak your language. But that's the mentality here. People feel bad not to be able to speak English, even at governmental centers. That was at Funabashi City Hall that I did that big central town hall. Little sandpipers along here. And then there's a new company just there, newly made, with the big smokestack there and a clock up on top. And then there, that building, it says Toys R Us on it. So they must be a distributing center. I don't think it's not a store itself. Wait, look, there's all sorts of clam holes here. So this is a very popular spot in the summertime. There's a season, obviously, clam digging season. And that's the time that people come and with the family and dig up clams. The entry point to this beach is just so interesting because it's like, how can I put it? I don't want to make it sound bad, but it's like, it's through one of the most industrial areas I've ever seen. And the first time I came here, it was like, I couldn't believe there was a beach at the end of that, you know, of this developed, you know, this industrialized area. This is part of the Keio industrial zone. I believe it's called. And that means that it's a whole region of the coast here, all the way down through Chiba City, which is to the east along, actually, that might, yeah, that's it. In fact, you can see that big white building on the point there. And then beyond that is Chiba City. And interestingly, oh, look, somebody dug up here. Interestingly, this zone is the Keio industrial zone. It's one of, it could be the biggest. It's very, very large industrial zone. And yeah, so it was just like heading through that section, that area, really struck me as just really unique, because you're going through like this smelly factory stuff, and then you come out to this beautiful tidal flat. And yeah, just kind of strikes you, you know what I mean? Oh, look at all the bird footprints here. A little sandpiper or something. Cool. Let's go over here. These birds are having a good time. I'm gonna scare them off. Sorry, guys. Gotta get my view. Humans are like that, aren't they? Gotta get our view. But you know, this beach was manufactured, I believe. Well, how do I put it? Like, I don't mean that the sand was brought in, like in a former video I did, the Inage Beach Park and Kamigawa, Nohama, Kamigawa Beach area. No, this place, I think this is natural sand. It looks like a natural tidal flat anyway, but yeah, like they had to kind of bring it back in, I guess is the word. I think there's fish bones down here, looks like. Yeah, they had to kind of bring it back because there was just no beach. So it's so interesting, like over there to our east is Inage Beach Park, and it's unique because it was the first artificial beach made in Japan. So they've been trying to reclaim beach land and stuff in order to just give people a place to go and animals to live and stuff. But I certainly don't blame anybody for having industrialized this area, because there's limited land in Japan, you know, being so mountainous as it is. What is it, like 70-80% mountain, something like that, right? And yeah, the mountains just block real development in any regions except for the coastal areas. There are a few, you know, larger cities amongst the mountains, but for the most part it's just, you know what I mean, it's just gotta be reclaimed, this land. So yeah, they've allowed nature back in, which I really appreciate. Boy, it's pretty. I was thinking about how in a city like Funabashi, where I live, like I was riding through the downtown area because that's where City Hall is. Funabashi City Hall is, and then after that I kind of turned off to go toward a small shrine, and then under a bridge, and then headed down here, which wasn't too far. But yeah, I was just struck by the fact that there's still kind of nature like all around, like, and I really appreciate that. I think more and more cities, developed cities around the world, will allow for that. You know, gardens on rooftops and things like that. It's a good thing, definitely. I see some squirting happening down on the sand here. Clams are about. I don't think this is time for clam digging, although I don't really know what the season is. Wow. Look at how long this fence is. So this goes underwater every time the tide comes in. Is that right? Or do they take it down? Gosh, it sure looks good, doesn't it? I bet they put it up every year, you know, at the beginning of spring. Yeah, this is not tainted so much by the salt water. So it must be that they put it up every year. I mean, look at how new the threads are. Interesting. Boy, it's pretty though. See some guys with cameras. That guy over there, right here, he's got a camera. See that guy there? He's got a little stool, cloth stool, tripod stool, and then a camera. Mount Fuji is visible from here, although not today. It's just there on the horizon, and I never checked the distance actually, but it is visible from a lot of parts here in the Chiba area. In fact, not only in on the coast, but inland too, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, boy, I didn't realize it was so long. Last time, I mean, I brought our bikes in. I don't think we were supposed to, but there was nobody here because we had come just before sunset, and then, yeah, like we realized as we left that there was a bike parking area, but we were just so excited that we just brought them in. Didn't hurt anything, but this time I parked my bike at the bike parking entrance area. Looks like somebody brought a bike down here though, huh? Look at that. Looks like they had somewhat of a hard time too. Look at that sand on there. That's funny. Wow, it's really a large area. So I bet this will be one of the last chances that anybody would get to film with relatively few people. I bet the weekends are packed. And I don't know if they're planting clams here, you know what I mean, or if it's like, you know, what, aquaculture or whatever, you know, so that people can dig them up, or not, but certainly there's enough for people to take. And they have a barbecue area as well, somewhere down the line here. So people are actually roasting their clams as they catch them. It's pretty, isn't it? I'm just kind of strolling along here. When I feel overwhelmed, sometimes I like to come to the beach, and real glad there is a beach here to come to. Nothing in the water really. I don't see any fish or anything. Oh, you know what? I bet if there were, I bet these birds would have gotten them. I saw an egret, like a white egret along the river that I was telling you about with the shrine, and yeah, it was catching fish like crazy. Spring has arrived. Boy, look at that. It's actually really pretty. Yeah, I don't think this is artificial, but if you look at the map, like this place is really weird. Like there's one bridge that connects this to the mainland. I guess you could say the mainland. It's, I guess, technically an island almost. It's like, I mean, it's a large piece of land, obviously. I mean, you can just see from the width of it here, but truly though, it's just like a block, or like a triangle block, I guess you could say, of land that just juts out from the bridge after crossing the bridge from there. And I think this beach is split between two cities, so we might actually be in Ichikawa right now. I think I can actually easily walk from Funabashi to Ichikawa along this beach, wherever that split happens to be. I'm not sure. What's this? Look. Oh, it's a piece of styrofoam. Somebody found it. It is nice, isn't it? This would be a great place for kids to just lay down in the water, you know? I don't really think I want kids that much, but sometimes I come to these places and I imagine how much fun it would be with a child, because then I could do the same thing without looking like some kind of crazy guy. I think that's one thing that parents like about having kids, is they get to do things that they may not normally. And then there's some kids places around here that are just really nice. So, wow. Looks like we've reached the end of the clam area. It's all enclosed. And I wonder if they allow only a certain number of people into each section of this fenced off area. I really don't know how that works. And that must be Tokyo. That's my guess. I think it's Tokyo. Or Ureyasu. It's like a small town, city, just across from Tokyo. I was able to see I was able to see, oh, there's Tokyo Disney right there, in fact. I think you can see Tokyo Disney right here. Can you see that? Yeah, it's right there. There's a Ferris wheel there. I think that's Tokyo Disney. I better block this microphone here. Boy, it's pretty though. Right, here we go. I think I'm blocking the mic. The wind really influences how the sound is picked up. Yeah, so anyway, I guess I'll end it there. I don't think this is probably the most exciting video, but certainly if you're interested in what beaches near Tokyo look like I said, I think this is like the last clam digging spot before Tokyo. There may be one or two more in Tokyo, but there certainly aren't many. So this is pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. This is the area that, this is the road, in fact the one road that leads to Sanbanze Beach, where I just was. So I just wanted to show you like how truly industrial it is. It's not like, you know, factory city or anything, but it's pretty industrial, I'd say.